Welcome back to the Lemon Factor. I'm Chad, and today I'm going to attempt to install ceramic coating on our project car, the 2019 Honda Accord 2.0 Touring. Now, this isn't a video about ceramic coatings per se. I'm sure you're all well aware of what they are and the benefits. It's not a video about comparing ceramic coatings. Of course, if you'd like to see one, let me know in the comments below. This video is about whether or not you can apply or should apply a ceramic coating to your car yourself, or if you should have a professional detailer do so. So ceramic coatings can be very expensive. In the greater Boston area, I've received quotes anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. It varies greatly depending on the condition of your car and the level of prep or decontamination that they need to perform ahead of time. And what I'd like to find out is, can you save money by doing it yourself? Or is applying a ceramic coating something that you really should leave to the professionals? Some of the YouTube videos I've personally watched around applying a ceramic coating, and most, if not actually all of the YouTube videos have come from professional or what appears to be professional car detailers, of which I am not. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, I do think I'm better than the average Joe. Put me somewhere around a 5. I do understand some of the more advanced detailing techniques, but I am not a professional by any means. And what I was looking for when I was doing some research was really, how easy is it for someone without having any experience to apply this? So before I start, I just want to comment regarding the ceramic coating that I'm using. I will be using the CarPro CQuartz UK 3.0. The reviews that I've seen on this, whether it's written or on YouTube videos, have been great. It has always come out either on top or close to the top in the reviews. It's not cheap, but it is less expensive than some of the professional grade. Now, for the CQuartz, it is stated to last up to 2 years or more, depending on the number of coats you apply, depending on your environment, and of course how well you've applied the coating onto your car and how well it was prepped ahead of time. So that leads me into the first thing. So what is key is your preparation, and the preparation is all about fully detailing your car ahead of time. So you want your car's paint as perfect as can be before you put that thin layer of silicone glass on top of it to lock everything in. The worst thing you could do is apply the ceramic coating to an imperfect car, and now those marks, scuffs, hard water stains, etchings from bird droppings, whatever it is on your car, if you don't get it off your car, you're going to have a real hard time getting it off your car once you've put the ceramic coating on. So with that said, we're going to jump into the process of detailing the car so it is ready for the ceramic coating. The first step in the cleaning and decontamination process would be to clean your tires and rims. And I like to start off with the tires and rims because of the chemicals and cleaners that I use. I am always cautious of having those chemicals get onto the paint, and if they did, and they undoubtedly will, I wash the car after this, and I feel comfortable that I'll be cleaning off that overspray or any of those chemicals. First initial car wash, and we do a basic car cleaning. The difference for the first wash and the second wash is some of the soaps that I use, I like to let just sit for a couple minutes, not too long, where on a warm day that it dries the soap on the paint. I want it to sit just long enough that some of the harder dirt stains or bug splatter has a chance to just interact with the soap. And I find that the second wash, those markings, those etchings, whatever you're trying to clean off your paint come off so much easier, as opposed to trying to scrub the paint with just the first wash. I'm always nervous that I'm going to be then removing the dirt, the grime, but also scratching the paint. After the first wash, we officially decontaminate the car by using an iron remover. This simply sprays on. We'll let it sit for a couple minutes, and most, if not all of the brands that I've used anyway, always change color, whether it's a reddish or purplish look to it. And then afterwards, you simply hose off the car. One thing, if you haven't used iron remover, at least the ones that I've used and the one I'm using here, it smells. I would recommend wearing eyewear, even a mask if you don't want to inhale this stuff. Second car wash. This one is no different than the first. I just find that the second is able to break loose any of those hard etchings, the bug splatter, all that much easier. I recommend everybody to clay bar their car, regardless of how long you've had it, regardless if you see anything. You will be surprised that as you're clay barring, sure, you'll run into places where maybe it doesn't pick up much at all. But I have found that there's always areas that you cannot see, but once you hit it with the clay bar, it starts picking up. Clay bar will really remove any of those hard or those fine particles that just weren't removed from your previous washes. As you go through each panel, take the clay bar and knead it into itself and make sure you get a clean, nice, new surface on the clay bar. Find that the results from a good clay bar are definitely worth the time that you spend. If you have a brand new car, you're probably still going to have a little bit of swirl marks, enough that you want to do a polish. If you've had your car for a while and or it's been under adverse environmental conditions, you drive it a lot, you drive it in areas that maybe kick up a lot of dirt or gravel, whatever it is, if you have a lot of swirl marks on your car and or light scratches, you may want to officially compound the car. But this is where the car is clean, and this is where I'll use the orbital buffer along with either a light polish or a compound. Whatever you use will depend upon the state of your paint. So here I am going to lightly polish the car because for the most part, except for one or two marks, I don't really see any swirl marks on the paint. I think that's also part of the color of the car here. It easily hides that, but I want to make sure that that the paint is in good condition before we apply the ceramic coating. This next step would be to degrease the car, and you can opt for CarPro's eraser. Geon Prep is also another good product, or you can make your own IPA, so isopropyl alcohol mixture. This is a very important step, as this will remove any residue left over from either the polish or compound that you just did or your clay bar process. If your wash has any polishes or waxes in it, this is where you want to remove everything from your paint to give the ceramic coating a nice clean surface. Now we're ready to jump into applying our first coat of our CQuartz UK 3.0 ceramic quartz paint protection. It does say do not apply in direct sun or on a hot surface. That's pretty standard with any car detailing product, so not a problem there. It says do not reuse the 4-inch suede applicators. The silicone that you're applying will eventually start hardening, and you definitely don't want that suede to become coated, harden, and then potentially start scratching your surface. So that's why they do include several suede applicators. Do not reuse the towels you used to buff off with. So as you apply the ceramic coating, you will then buff it off with a towel. And again, just like the suede applicators, as they start to dry, you'll want to use new fresh towels. It says here, caution, wear hand protection Wear respiratory protection. It does indicate here to shake the CQuartz UK before use and during use, depending on your temperature, working temperature, depending on the humidity level, depending on if you have any wind. They will all play a role in how big of a section you can apply the ceramic coating to before it starts flashing. Flashing to me is simply the ceramic coating is starting to dry. It's starting to dry on the surface, and before it dries, you need to buff it off so that you do not leave, any high marks. You apply it on, you give it a little time. Once you start seeing it flash, which a telltale sign is when you see a rainbow effect, then you start to buff it off. And you can tell if you're buffing it off too late because it will be really grabby on the towel. And now you have to apply much more pressure. You can tell if you've buffed it too soon because there'll be no grip. So you're trying to find that happy medium. I would say that going through the process as I've done now, it will depend. So you watch other YouTube videos. If someone's trying to give you a time, whether it's 2 minutes, 1 minute, 5 minutes, it is all going to depend upon your conditions. So as I'm applying the ceramic coating, a couple things that I've noticed is this stuff stinks, and it stinks enough that you can feel it in your head. So the reference to using a painter's mask and hand protection, luckily I've been using hand protection all along, so I did follow that rule. However, I had not been using a painter's mask or any mask when I first started this, and you know what? I can feel it. It's giving me a little bit of headache, so make sure you wear a mask with this stuff. So I'm applying this on a sunny, slightly cloudy day. Relative humidity is around 50%. And at a temperature of anywhere between 74, 76 degrees Fahrenheit. And it seems to be flashing in about 2 minutes. So if your conditions were warmer, if you had a higher temperature, maybe a little bit more of a breeze, it may be quicker. If you have lower temperatures, then it may take longer. You're going to have to practice with this, as I did. According to the instructions, switch out the 4-inch suede applicator every 2 plus or minus panels. CarPro recommends 2 coats with a maximum of 3 coats. The first coat took about an hour and a half. I did purchase additional microfiber suede applicators, and I'm glad I did. You cannot finish a Honda Accord with the amount of microfiber suede applicators that are contained within the kit that I got. You need to buy more. Today I'm wearing the mask. I feel pretty good. Another great day, so relatively speaking, the same weather as yesterday. With the size bottle that I got, I'm only able to get 2 coats. So it does say maximum of 3 coats. There's no way that I can get a third coat out of the size that I got. So if you're looking at applying it in 3 coats, or if you're even looking at maybe putting it on the wheels, your rims, which apparently you can, I didn't have enough. Throughout this entire process, make sure your car does not get wet. Keep away any contaminants. That may be easier for some than others. At least for me, I'm lucky I do have another vehicle and I do have a garage, so I can bring the Accord into my garage and let it sit for the next day. But if you don't have that capability, this could be a problem. You need to make sure that the ceramic coating has time to cure. We are on the last step. Apply reload after final coat. As it says here, wait until next day for reload if you missed the 60-minute window, or at least a minimum of 12 hours. Well, I had to wait until the next day. So the reload goes on pretty easy. Spraying it onto a microfiber towel and then simply wiping it on. No problems going on. Just took my time. Now is the time to let all of this cure. This was a multi-day process. I'm now rethinking the value in having a professional detailer do this for you. The detailer also might be using a product that will last longer than the CarPro's 2+ years, along with the time that you save and not having to do it yourself, might be worth it. That's up to you. I will tell you, as far as the process and the application of the ceramic coating, that wasn't overly difficult. Am I glad I did it? I am. The car looks fantastic. Would I do it again? I think I would. Let's see now over the next couple of weeks the hydrophobic properties. See if it makes the car easier to clean. Will it maintain the gloss with the reload? I will keep an eye on it. If it is something that is not living up to my expectations, I'll let you know. For those of you who have had a ceramic coating applied, how long it's lasting and if you would do it again. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And yeah, thank you very much. And until next time.